Hello guys, today we will learn how we can deploy a Laravel 10 or 9 application on AWS. Okay, so this is a simple Laravel 10 application. Let me just give a brief overview of this. Okay, there are only two routes. Okay, the first one is fetch. Okay, it is calling the fetch insert function on the question controller. Okay, let me show you the function. So basically this is the fetch insert function, which is retrieving some data from external API, and then we are saving this data into the database, and then a success response is returned. Okay, the show function is very simple. It is retrieving store data from the question table. Okay, so the data which we saved earlier we are going to return it in the view. Okay, so right now if I show you, there is nothing because we did not fetch the data, and database is empty. Okay, let's call the fetch route, and now you see data fetch from external API and saved into the database. Now if I go to now the database data is being retrieved from the database. So we will apply this. uh, so let's deploy or upload this Laravel 10 application on AWS. So guys, to deploy on AWS, the first thing we will do is we will compress the project files to a zip file. Okay, let's wait until the our zip compress operation is completed. Okay guys, our project has been compressed into a zip file, as you can see that. Let's go to AWS. Okay, go to aws.amazon.com. Okay, uh, first you will have to create a new account in AWS, but I have already registered an account in AWS, and I am already logged in. Let's click on the sign in to the console. I'm already logged in, so it did not ask me to enter the credentials. And then in the search bar, search for Elastic Beanstalk or EB. Click on the Elastic Beanstalk, and then click on the create application. Let's create a new application, Laravel 10 project. Application tags are optional, leave them empty. Choose the platform. We are using PHP, and the most latest version available is 8.1 right now. And then click on upload your code. Okay, and then click on choose file. Okay, and then here we need to select our zip file of the project. Here it is. File has been uploaded. Click on the configure more options. And then in the software category, click edit, and here proxy server, change it to Apache. Document read root. Okay, over index.php is in the public directory, so document root will be /public, and then okay, we can also put our environment variables here. Okay, we can also add them later, so let's save it. uh, we also need to this database. We need a database for this project. Okay, So engine is MySQL, right? Engine version is also fine. Instance class also fine. Don't need to change. GB 5 GB is more than enough. And then here we need to enter our any username of any over choice. It can be anything you like. A password. Click on delete. Okay. So we selected the delete option. So once we delete this application, the database must also delete. Save it. Let's click on create app. Now Amazon has started to upload the started to deploy the project on AWS. Okay, as you can see the black window, it will show us what is it doing currently, and if there are errors it will also show here. Once the project deployment has completed, this black window will close and we will say thus see the status of the project. Let's wait for the deployment completion. Okay guys, our project deployment process has completed, but due to some reasons, okay, the deployment is not completed successfully. So there are errors. Okay, if we click on the project link, yeah, this site cannot be reached. Okay, so I think we need to make some changes. Okay, one problem is we push the .env and but the environment variables of AWS are different. So let's make some changes. Okay, go to the config /database.php. Okay, and as I am using MySQL. Okay, so here remove this. Okay, and here put RDS. Okay, replace DB with RDS, and DB underscore database, replace it with RDS underscore DB underscore name. So basically these are AWS variables which will dynamically access the our username and password and will assign the values here. Similarly, RDS control V RDS here refers to the AWS database which we created while we were creating the application. Okay, RDS underscore password. Okay, this is the first change we are going to make. Okay, and then let's create another route. Okay, let's make it run migrations. Okay, here to make the process easy, we will clear the cache in this route. Call optimize clear. That's the best command. It will clear overviews, caches, okay, everything. And then in the second command we will run the migrations. Otherwise there is another way to run the migrations, but that's a bit complex. So for the time being, let's run the command through this route. Migrate fresh data seed. Once the it runs, return migrations executed successfully. Okay guys, now the problem is we made two changes in this project, okay, but the project is already on AWS, so it's quite difficult to re-upload the projects. So let's create a code pipeline, okay, which we can use for continuous delivery and make update to the AWS. In the pipeline, okay, before going to the code pipeline, let's create a new repository. Click on create repository, project Laravel 10, okay, and the repository name, or we can, let's yeah, Laravel 10, and the repository name also Laravel 10 new. Let's make a difference, okay, include a no, and include dot ignore, let's make it no, okay, select language, it's optional but just PHP, and then click on create repository, okay. Our repository has been created, okay. Let's go to the Git. We are in the root directory of our project, you can see that, and let's initialize the repository git init, okay, and then git add dot add all the files, git commit first commit, and then add the remote directory, copy this command, and then push the project code to this, so our source code has been successfully pushed to the bit repository. If now I refresh the page, now you can see all the code, and we can also see the first commit, okay. Now let's go to AWS, and let's see something, there is some change here. uh, no, it's an old pipeline, delete the old pipeline, okay. Let's create a pipeline, Laravel done code pipeline makes it very easy to make changes to your local computer, and then when you push the code to the Bitbucket or GitHub, um, AWS will automatically detect the changes and deploy the new code to your AWS repository, okay. Keep them same, okay, and advanced settings keep them same, create next. uh, let's a role name, let's let's change it, okay. Okay, so let's, I think spaces are not allowed, so let's keep it Laravel 10. Okay, sir, source provider. Okay, so in our case we will be using Bitbucket. Okay, click on the Bitbucket, and then uh, if you are first time connecting with the Bitbucket, you need to connect to Bitbucket, will click, and then Bitbucket will ask you for the permission, but I have already made a connection, so I can select my Bitbucket connection from here, and then you need to select the repository, which is Laravel 10 new, and branch name is master. Start the pipeline source code change, so chain detection options. Okay, once we make a change to the Bitbucket repository, AWS will automatically detect the changes and deploy the new code. Keep everything else same. Let's click next. uh, let for the timing skip the build stage. Yes, skip. Deploy provider, we are using AWS Elastic Beanstalk. Okay, region, mine is Stockholm. Application name Laravel 10 project. Okay, here you need to select the environment, this one, the new one. Okay, env1, and click next. Create pipeline. Okay, pipeline has been created, now it's in progress. As you can see that as on pipeline completes, it will deploy the new code. Okay, you can see the pipeline succeeded in connecting with the Bitbucket, and now it's deploying the new code to the AWS automatically. Okay, once the deployment completes. Okay, now if we go to Elastic Beanstalk, we will see that deployment is under progress. Okay, we did not deploy the update, but because we applied a code pipeline, and then it's automatically updating our code. Okay, the deployment has completed successfully. Now if we click on the link, okay, there is 500 server error. Okay, let's see what's wrong here. So go into the configuration, and here edit. Everything looks good. Apache /public. Okay, let's make some changes here. Yeah, because when you push the code to the Bitbucket, our .env file uh, uh, is does not push to the Bitbucket. Okay, so let's add environment variables here. Okay, app underscore key. Its value app underscore e, and value is here. And yeah, and another thing is, for the time being, we keep the environment local, so if there is an error, we will be able to detect the error, and we will be able to see the error. Otherwise it is not recommended. Okay, similarly we would like to enable app underscore debug true. Okay, it's not recommended for production environment, but right now as we want to see the errors, so that's it. And maybe we can also add app URL. Okay, so maybe app URL. Let's add it, and you can find the app URL. Here is our app URL. Okay, and let's yeah, apply these changes. Okay, and you know that we had created a route here. Okay, so we will also need to run migrations. Okay, we will run fire this URL, and this command will execute, and over cache, and it will clear the view cache, and then it will, oh, here we need to make another change, you know. It was double E. Okay, anyway, the project deployment is already under progress. Let's see what comes up. Let's wait for the deployment process completion. As you can see that, as we had updated the environment variable, so now AWS EC2 is applying the changes. Okay guys, we have done a mistake. Okay, in the config forward slash database.php. Okay, as you know that we had replaced our values here. So here it's RDS underscore host name. Okay, we did not write the name here. Okay, so it should be like this. Okay, and let's make another change here. Okay, and here I have changed it from fresh to refresh. I don't think it makes any difference. Yeah, so let's push the changes. Okay, okay, changes have been pushed. Now once the AWS detect changes through the code pipeline, it will update the code. Let's see. Yeah, it has started to apply the changes because we just pushed the code to the Bitbucket repository. I hope it will take few seconds only. Let's wait. Yeah, deployment has completed. Okay, let's click on the link. Okay, now, okay, let's run our migration. Okay, we have created this route to clear the cache, right, and to run the migrations. So migrations executed successfully. Now if we go back to the application, we don't see anything because we need to call the fetch route. Okay, to fetch and insert some data into the database. Okay, data fetch from external API is saved into the database. Now let's go back. Now you can see the data. So this is how simple it is to deploy an Laravel 10 project on AWS. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and feel free to please subscribe the channel. Have a nice day.